Photography wonderful. You can take as many as you want.
Yeah, I know.
Unless your storage is full.
There's a Davenport Creek's got water in it. It's a good spot down there.
Okay.
Your sleeping bag, I've never seen one like that before.
Alright, that's it for the Mount Sonder sunrise pawn. Better go pack up, I think. Okay, belated good morning to day 10. My Larapinta yo-yo. Started the day with some Mount Sonder sunrise pawn, which wasn't a bad way to get going. So I'm heading down to Ormiston today. I'm going to have a couple of easy days, just down to Ormiston today, and then tomorrow I think I'll stay in Ormiston tonight, go to Bowman's Gap tomorrow. That's the plan. So yeah, just to give the body a bit of a break, kind of sort a bit of gear out and clean a bit of stuff and relax in Ormiston for a couple of days. So today's I don't know, about 20k day down in Ormiston. Should be there by early afternoon with any luck. All right, I will catch you when I start walking. All right, walking east, got the morning sun now in my eyes. Probably actually preferable to the afternoon sun, I reckon. At least it's cold in the morning, so the sun kind of, it's annoying, but it warms you up. The sun's shining in your eyes, whereas in the afternoon when you're hot and there's flies and you're walking into it, it gets a bit tiresome sometimes, I reckon. So there's probably a bit of, I think Chapman mentions about walking this direction with your sun in the morning. There's probably a bit of truth in it, I reckon, in my opinion. So we're heading down there to Davenport Creek. I can see some water from here. I don't know if that's where we cross. I don't know if it'll come up on the video. There's like a glint of water down there. So dropping down to that valley now. That's Glen Helen Gorge. Again in the distance over there. So yeah, that's Davenport Creek flowing up the middle there. So even though I've just walked it, walking obviously different time of the day, different direction. It's still pretty nice. It's not like I feel like I'm walking through the same kind of boring country, that's for sure. Interesting. When I finish, I'll talk about east to west, east versus west, which is best. And at this stage, the jury's still out, well and truly. So, progress down to the valley is being made fairly rapidly. I left camp at around just after 8. But But yeah, like I said, less than 20 k's today, I think. So it'll be a pretty cruisy day. There's no big climbs in that either. So this is another of those somewhat rare sections on the Larapinta where there's good coverage of trees. The birds obviously appreciate them. So back at Davenport Creek, I'm going to get across and have some brekkie. People are going wrong here. Apparently they're heading up and then keeping going up the creek instead of coming back to the point over there. Because you can head up there to the left and get around this waterhole, but I heard of one girl who walked for about an hour in the wrong direction, so just watch this space. Okay, enjoyed my cold soak at Davenport Creek. It's been a bit of a social walk this morning. I'm starting to meet all the people I saw on the way out, so I'm passing them now going back in. So there's been a fair bit of chatting going on and reminiscing. So next stop, I guess, will be the Fink Hut or Fink Shelter. Might top up a little bit of water, have a quick break there, and push on down to Ormiston. It certainly feels like I'm on holidays now. Feels very relaxing. So I'm just crossing the Fink, or parts of it. Goes for about another 400 metres. Occasionally you'll get wet feet through here. At the moment I can kind of get across these trees that people put down, although I probably won't film it. Up on the next bed it gets a bit wet too, where there's a big pool, but you can skirt around it normally. Okay, so I'm just leaving the Fink Shelter again. Just topped up a litre of water. Most people camp down here by the river. So you can see there's a bit of water in the river. It's actually fairly low. I mean, you could get in. I think Davenport's the better choice for a swim though. But yeah, normally I camp kind of around these trees, just on the riverbed, when I've camped here before. Alright, off to the bright lights of Ormiston. Just crossing, I think it's the Fink, the second time. Trying to work out where the exit is, just following footprints. I can see an arrow over there, about 100 metres away. So that's Glen Helen Gorge over there. I'll be swinging around to the left in a minute towards Ormiston Gorge. Which is over there on the other side of those low hills. A little bit cooler today so far. Which has meant, touch wood, not so many flies. Last night was the coldest I've had on the trip up on Hilltop in the quilt. I had it cinched up, which is probably the first time I've had it strapped in and the kind of shoulders cinched up on the whole walk, I think. But that was mainly the wind. It was hammering through up there all night. I can taste that cold drink at Ormiston. So that cliff line kind of there, that big mountain, that's kind of Ormiston Gorge. Those low cliffs look like a wall in the distance. That's the other side of the pound, I think. I could be wrong. Nah, can't be. I think they're further away. Scratch that. That's the vibrance in the colours. So I'm closing in on Ormiston Gorge now. Probably about half hour, I reckon. It's a sensational day. The colours seem extra vibrant today, I reckon. Not too sure why. Hey mate, you want some water? So I'm no expert on birds, but I think they're spinifex pigeons. There was two of them there. They were both virtually at my feet. I tipped out a bit of water for them, but they didn't seem thirsty. I think they were just hanging out in the trail. I could afford to. I've still got about a litre of water left to get me probably 10 minutes. Not even 10 minutes, I can just see the shelter now. I don't know if the shelter's coming up on the video. I've just arrived at the Ormiston Gorge Camp. I'm going to go down to the kiosk for lunch and a cold drink. I'll come back up here later to camp. It's about another couple hundred metres down to the kiosk. So this is the Ormiston shelter for the walkers. It's a fair way away from everyone else, I think, to keep the Larapinta walkers away from the general public. Probably for the health of the general public smelling. Although there is showers here, so we've all had showers. There's quite a few people here tonight. Okay, day 10. Had my first shower for the whole trip, which was good. I'll be swimming tomorrow because I'm going out to Bowman's Gap, but yeah, first hot shower, so that's a bonus. Today was pretty cruisy, 20 k's, a bit over 20 k's, I think, and I think 50 metres climbing, which would be maybe a little bit under. There's probably a little bit more than that, but not much. That'll probably fix itself up by the time I publish a slide. It'll go through the software. Today's like yesterday. It's kind of low hills mostly. It's funny with the Lara, both ends of the Lara are kind of low scrubby hills with the occasional highlight. The big bang for your buck on the Larapinta is in the middle of the trail, I reckon, which I'll be getting to shortly. Although actually tomorrow I'm heading off. Tomorrow's going to be another cruisy day. I'm leaving the Larapinta and heading off-piste, going feral. I'm heading towards Bowman's Gap. So basically I'll leave the track system now for 3 days and meet the Larapinta a bit further down. So it'll ramp up the degree of difficulty a bit, and the scenery will be pretty specky at times too, I think. All right, I've been eating all afternoon since I've got here, apart from having a shower. I'm going to go back cook tea. I got the duplex up tonight, as you've seen. So, because I don't have to get up early in the morning, I'll probably only leave here about lunchtime, I reckon. All right, I'll catch you in the morning. Take it easy.